What's going on, everyone? Austin John Place here, and today I'm going to be going over how you can unlock the Great Fairies to upgrade all of your clothing and armor in Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. This requires absolutely no story progression whatsoever. You can do this as early as you would like. There's nothing you have to do at all. Really, you could do it with stock hearts, stamina, battery. Yeah, you're good. And obviously I'm not going to be including anything relating to the story, only things directly related to this side quest. In order to begin your quest line for the Great Fairies, there are going to be a few requirements. One of them is that you actually make your way over to the Lucky Clover Gazette at the Tabantha Frontier, which is located right here on the map. Here's Rito Village, directly west of Rito Village, and directly northeast of Lookout Landing. That's where you're going to be finding the Lucky Clover Gazette. This is going to be how you're starting a quest for a different set of armor, and actually 1/12 of the completion toward that armor. I'm going to be going over that armor at a different point in time. At the Lucky Clover Gazette, after speaking to the editor there, you're going to be getting potential princess sightings, which as long as that quest is active, you will be able to begin this. You need to make your way over to Woodland Stable, which is directly northeast of Lookout Landing. There's a shrine located right here, the Echo Chiyu Shrine. And here at the Woodland Stable, you're going to be finding the traveling musician. But before we even start with that, you have to accumulate enough pony points. You only need 3, so not really that bad at all. And then take a look at the ledger over here to receive your pony points reward. You get pony points for registering horses, also sleeping at the inn, and after you get your first 3 pony points, you're going to be getting the towing harness. That is the last requirement before we begin this. And now, you have to take out one of your horses that is capable of towing. When you look at specific horses like Epona from the Amiibos, you're going to see that Pole just has a dash there. That means you cannot put the towing harness on Epona. Also, if you have the Ganon horse from Breath of the Wild, you cannot pull with that. So I'm going to be taking out my Zelda horse from Breath of the Wild. They're going to prompt you if you want to attach a harness. As soon as you take out a horse, great, the harness is attached. Now, if we make our way over to the traveling musician and Pen is going to say, hey, there's the Great Fairy there, and the fairy wants to hear the violin. And the person who plays the violin, she can't make it up there because the cart is broken. Even though it's a very short walk away, not able to walk there. Instead, you have to fix their towing car and then bring them there. That's the Great Fairy Fountain. Literally right there. If you can see it, why can't you walk there? It's a very short walk. Serenade to a Great Fairy. Use your Ultra Hand. Grab 2 of these wheels. I'm just going to attach these 2 together to make it faster to bring it over here. Rotate them so they're upright. Make sure it attaches at the axle. We're going to repeat that for the other side. We're going to use our horse whistle to bring our horse a little bit closer. Just dragging that tow and hitch along. And next, I'm going to grab their cart, and we're going to be attaching it. And you want to make sure that the glue is going between the harness and the actual front. Perfect. From here, you have to get on your horse, make your way back over to Pen and the musician. Use ZL and then focus and speak to Pen. Her name is Violin because she plays the violin, but it's spelled like that. Okay. You're going to get the prompt of I'll take you. That means that you actually have a way to transport them efficiently. There are other ways you can do it. This is just the way that the game, kind of designs you to do it, especially for being your first one. There are several more quests that are going to require very specific things. I'm going to go over all of them. During my first playthrough, I had trouble with not so much this part, but the second part of this quest, and I was stuck for quite a while. So if you're going to find this information helpful, do me a favor, just hit the like button. It lets me know that you actually appreciate me finding this information out on my own, making a video and delivering it to you in this way. I mean, if you really like the stuff, hit the subscribe button. That's on you though. And Violin is going to now play the violin. Wow, what a concept. For the Great Fairy. It's very clearly like a live recording from a studio that they used for that track. And like the way they did like that nice, light, sort of Irish violin, big fan of that. And that's gonna be for Terra, your first Great Fairy. Why does he sound like Mario? Since this is one of the quests, Penn is going to fly over and be like, hey, you actually found the Great Fairy. This is somehow related to Zelda's quests. So because of that, I'm going to make a story on it. Good job there, guy. And you're going to get 50 rupees for it. Nice. At this point, Terra is then going to be marking the location of all 4 Great Fairies on your map. The order that she shows them to you is not the order that you have to go to them. You have to go to them in a different order, which I'm going to be going over. The next part of our quest is going to require Dueling Stable, and there's going to be a Great Fairy fountain right over there. Let's tag that. Oop, I'm just gonna let you know, they actually want to hear a drummer, so first you have to go find a drummer. I'm gonna go ahead and take my horse out, who's going to be Epona because she's the fastest. I really need to find myself a speed 5 horse. If you find a place with speed 5 horses, tweet me at Austin John Plays. I want to find one of them. I don't care about the stamina or strength. I'm fine with a 2-5-3-2, even like a 3-5-2-2, something like that. I'm fine with it. So right now we are going to be making our way from Dueling Stable. We're going to be heading north, heading over this bridge toward Kakariko Village. I know, Kato, you want me to go talk to Impa. I'm not doing that yet. As you make your way up the road past the Pillars of Levia, you're going to be entering an area that looks a little bit familiar with this rock arch right here. If you played Breath of the Wild, this is the location that Hestu's first appearance was, and his maracas. In fact, you may have actually come here thinking that this was going to be where you needed to go for Hestu and his maracas. And there's going to be this gentleman over here playing a drum. His name is Beats. Because he be banging them beats? Yeah. Beats actually separated from the maestro because he wanted to make him honey crepes. The only problem is he's missing 3 honeycombs. And the honeycombs can be found a bunch of places. However, if you go to Kakariko Village and then these woods right around Kakariko Village, they're going to be plentiful over here. Just to let you know, the next part of the quest can also give you 3 Courser Bee honey. So if you want to skip this part and then come back here, you can do that. I'm going to be going in the order that the game kind of points you in, even though you're going to be farming for Courser Bee honey, learning where Courser Bee honey is, and then you're gifted 3 later in the game. Keep in mind that if your horse has full affection, it's just gonna ride for you. So then you can just drink coffee or whatever. Here we go, Kakariko Village, great. I actually want to head above Kakariko and then towards these woods. And then as you're looking through here, you just want to look at the branches hanging from the trees. Great. That's what the honeycombs look like. You have a variety of ways to get them, although I recommend just taking an arrow, shooting them down. The bees are going to be upset. And then as long as you just Z-target, they're going to fly away. They're going to recluster. They don't do a lot of damage. After 2 okay-ish hits, they're going to be gone. Oh, great. We found another one. Boop. And here's going to be our 3rd one. I actually went north to this strip right here. I think this is where the Great Fairy used to be. Well, anyways, that's going to be our 3rd Courser Bee honey. There's a 4th one off in the distance, right by this one. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that one real quick. From here, all we need to do is make our way back to where Beats was. He's going to be so happy to have some honey. He's going to give you a silver rupee. That's definitely worth more than 3 of those. And he's gonna say, hey, whoa, they've been waiting for me. Great, I'm gonna go back with them now. After you find the drummer, he's gonna be synced up back with violin. And he's gonna say, hey, do you know about the Great Fairy? The Great Fairy's right over there. Let's go play some music for her. And now you're tasked with coming up with a way to make this boat cross the river. I actually have 4 hours of footage of me trying to do this, because of one simple thing that I didn't realize. 1, they always have to be in the carriage. 2, you cannot attach Zonai devices to the carriage. So because of that, you need to make a flat raft and then put the carriage on top of the flat raft. If you were to take one of these fans that's at this nearby pile of stuff and then go to attach it, he like flips out about it and then it doesn't attach. And we're gonna build on top of this raft, the wood I just got from next to the stable right there. I'm gonna put these 2 at the outside for a little bit better handling on the water. By the way, if you guys wanna see a video going over the specifics on how to build planes and sea vessels and everything else a little bit better, let me know. I was kind of planning on it, but I don't know if people would want a video like that. I'm just gonna line this up to make my life a little bit easier. This is what I was stuck on. If I go to grab the carriage, He's like, what are you doing? Don't do anything strange. You then have to speak to everyone here to actually disable the text of don't do anything strange to Beezer. I don't know why, but you do. Then you want to take your big ol' raft with Beezer on it, place it on the water, do not activate it yet, and now we're gonna go speak to the maestro, and hop in, I'll take you. From there, this raft works just fine. You probably didn't even need the controller. I mean, I want to go a little bit left. But that's all you had to do. I was stuck on him saying don't do anything weird to Beezer because I didn't know that you had to talk to him and then grab it again. It's this weird thing. Well, anyways, Violin and Beats over here are going to beat and violin for the fairy. That's your second great fairy being unlocked. You can now enhance clothing up to level number 2. Now for our third great fairy, we're actually going to need the Piper. And for the Piper, we need to make our way to the Farron Grasslands to the stable that's going to be located right here. I think there's a shrine like right about there that we can activate. Upon making your way to the Highland Stable, you need to go find Piper. And Haiti over here is gonna say, hey, where did Piper go? Can you believe it? I can't find him. He's playing his flute somewhere. And then the trees that you just passed and also literally right next to her is going to be Piper in a tree. Piper is one of the stable trotters and is needed for this quest. And he's saying, I'm not gonna be able to leave until I do a thing. I accidentally lit a tree on fire, and because I lit a tree on fire, I feel really bad, and now I need 10 fireflies because I want to make this tree glow for the girl who I said that the tree could glow for. Young love. Even though you are doing this at a stable, this is not actually considered a Princess Zelda stable quest. So you're going to want to make sure that it's nighttime, and then we are going to head to these woods over here. Sometimes while on this pathway, you will be seeing a traveling merchant. You can tell because they have a horse that's towing a cart. And I believe he sells sunset fireflies as well, which can help expedite this process for you. But once we make our way to the crossroad, because I do not have the stealth armor yet, because I want to be able to upgrade it in an entire video, make sure you crouch down, make sure you do not jump or run or have monsters spawn. Can you shoot fireflies? Nope. And I'm like, you know what? Great. I'll just clear out all the bad guys and then I'll be fine and not have to worry about them. Only for a blood moon to immediately happen while I'm doing this. Oh, are you the traveling merchant I was talking about before? He has 5 fireflies. I have 7 in my inventory. I'm just going to go ahead and buy them all because I don't want to do that. Really? And then just 3 spawn literally next to me. Yep, that's my luck. Okay. From here, all we need to do is speak with Piper again, hand over the 10 sunset fireflies, and then while it's dark, we need to speak to the girl. Also, it can't be raining, I think. I think the first time I did this, it was raining, and I had to sleep it off. She usually hangs out inside right about here. Hi, follow me, please. Huh? What's this all about? And then just walk back over to where he is. She's gonna take her sweet, precious time to get over here. I'll be there in 5 minutes. 2 hours later, I'll be there in 5 minutes. Piper's then gonna serenade her. There's gonna be some fireflies. It's a beautiful scene. You'll see for yourself. From here, we're gonna make our way to the Outskirt Stable and speak with Maestro. Maestro's gonna say thank you so much, except this great fairy needs to hear Piper. However, some rocks fell down. Oh no, look at those rocks. So you're gonna be tasked with attaching their carriage to an ATV, all-terrain vehicle. Luckily, there is most of an ATV already here. So all you need to do is put this last wheel on, make it parallel, grab the control stick, and make sure that all 4 wheels are facing the same direction. Now we're gonna grab Beezer, place Beezer on top, make sure it's not attached to a wheel, go speak with Maestro again, get in, I'll handle it. From here, everyone is not happy about being in a giant carriage on top of a gianter ATV, but it's what we have to do. And just keep holding forward, make sure you don't topple over, and you'll be good to go. Up the hill, follow the path, make a hard right turn, up to the Great Fairy, and you're good. From here, they're gonna play a beautiful song, And that's your third Great Fairy. You can now enhance things up to level number 3. The fourth Great Fairy that we're going to be helping is located all the way north next to the Hebra Mountains and the Paquita Stone Grove Skyview Tower here at Snowfield Stable. For the Snowfield Stable request, you're actually going to have to go find the Horn player, who's going to be located right here at Tabantha Frontier next to the Piper Ridge. Get it? Because he plays a horn. It's not a pipe. Piper was somewhere else. But yeah, directly south of Rito Village is going to be the location you have to go to within this bend. Upon making your way to that location, you're going to be seeing some smoke come from a hole in the ground. Let's head on over to this hole. Pro tip, anytime that you see a campfire, go to it. Hey guy. His name is Ustus. That has to be a reference to the kind of horn that he's playing. Anyways, the Hornist's dramatic exit, I think the word is exit, my face is covering it. You have to find a way to get his carriage out of this hole, which requires fans and hot air balloons. This is actually a pretty simple build. All we're going to do is take these 2 hot air balloons and put them on opposing corners of this 4x4 metal plate. We're going to be taking these flame emitters and putting them inside of the hot air balloons. Make sure both of them are oriented upward. And then you're going to want to grab the 2 fans and we're going to put them opposite of one another. And I'm going to try to make them as centered as possible. That way we're going to have a very even balance on top of the rickety carriage that we're going to be placing this on top of. And now we need to place this on top. Make sure the fans are facing away from you. And you want to make it as centered as possible. I'm actually going to go at a 45-degree angle so I can see everything a little bit better. Oh, it's definitely not centered. You want to grab the carriage and detach from the carriage side. Because if you detach from the metal plate, everything that's attached to the metal plate will come off. Okay, after testing, one slight change. We're going to take these fans and we're going to angle them 45 degrees downward. Just like this. That way we get a little bit more lift. Rotate it at a 45-degree angle. Let's just reorient this. That way he's not like falling over. So to recap, 2 hot air balloons with flame emitters in them, 2 fans at the opposite 2 sides, and you want them facing 45 degrees downward. If you're doing all this, then the cart is going to have enough lift that it requires in order for it to get out. Loose an arrow. And he's gonna be just fine. Boom. I'm out of the hole. He's like, wait a second, I'm part of the stable trotters. They're looking for me? Well, here's 3 Courser B, honey.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have done that one before. Once you've unlocked the Piper and the 4th musician of the band, they're gonna say, hey, let's go look at the Great Fairy. Can you see it through the snow? I sure can. Look at the big purple plume. Anyways, you have to build a roof and then tow it up there. First things first, let's get out our horse with our towing hitch, who I think was the Royal Horse? Yes, it was. Okay, good. Make your way over to the building supplies, use Ultra Hand. All you need is 1 piece of wood, but it has to be perfectly lined up. That's too far forward. That is absolutely perfect. Great. Next, we're going to be taking Beezer and attaching it to our horse's towing hitch. And that's all you need to do for this 4th one. Select I'll take you. Oh, look, now it has a roof. Great. Everyone on board. This is an area filled with a whole bunch of enemies, but you actually don't need to interact with any of the bokoblins on horseback, or the mini boss that's here. Instead, all you need to do is just drive past them and you'll be fine. Basically, if one of them shoots the roof and then the roof is destroyed, you fail the quest and then you have to restart it. But as long as you just keep like a good sprinting speed, you're gonna be fine. Oh, no. Pay attention, listen to me. Maybe I should have picked one with max affection or fed it some apples. You may need to sprint to get up this hill. Everyone's gonna be freaking out. I'm falling out! No, you aren't. Calm down. You're worse than a mom grabbing onto the HS handle when your kid is learning how to drive. And great. We're at the final Great Fairy. And following this guide, you found all 4 musicians, all 4 great fairy fountains, and you can enhance your clothing up to level number 4. From this point on, this traveling quartet is going to be appearing at all the stables, and when you get close enough to their proximity, their live version of the stable song is going to kick in, and it's a really nice thing just while you're out and exploring. Well, anyways, guys, if you found this video helpful, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing, turning on notifications. Until next time, Austin John out.